Good morning, and happy Sabbath. All happy Sabbath 1 and happy Sabbath. Oh,
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. This is the day that the Lord has made, the day that the Lord set aside and is sanctified, and he called it holy. Ndokubva ataurira vanhu kuti zuva iri asi zuva revanhu, the Lord's day. Hakuna rimwe zuva rinonzi the Lord's day apart from the Sabbath. Ndo rega rakanyorwa neBhayibheri kuti it is the Lord's day. Saka nhasi ndinamukanya manje takauya kuti timboita simple yeSabbath squad ninguva mukanya vanhu vanga vachitaura kwese kubvakare vachikuti vakomana varume vaviri vade vambosangana vamboitawo kana program imwe chete ndo program yacho atitori nayo namukanya saka takutaka tombokuimbirewo rwiyo imukanya mulidhi akaindongodaira chikoro chesabata chikoro chesabata nzvimbo yakanaka moyo uri kutondera kupinda msabata sabata ranaka sabata rakanakisa moyo uri kutondera kupinda msabata pano moyo wakatanga zvajesu kuziva.
Asi pane kumwe ndinofarira
musi wakomborerwa
musi
wakomborerwa Jehovha azorora wechino mwewevhiki wasaruzwa mutsvene
Yesu
tinofara ngemusi wezororo raJehovha.
Kwai tinofara nezororo musi wakakomborerwa ika wasarudzwa
mutsvene
vasarudzwa
vatsvene
harizi rembombera seadam harizi rembombera. It's a privilege. You're invited
into his rest,
the institutions of grace.
Saka point yatoti taure hama dzangu panapa, point yekutanga yada kutaura ndisana ndapa kuna mukanya kuti watitaure ndeyekutaura kuti mu world yema-philosophies nema-theories akasiyana-siyana about our origins, there is only one institution that reminds us that we are coming from a creator God. We are coming from the hands and the acumen of a creator God. That institution is called the Sabbath institution because it is the only law in the Bible that points to God as the creator. Because God created, therefore he gave us the Sabbath. So when we are languishing amidst the various philosophies of the world, like evolution, ona machiramba kuchita sabata ndakabva kuchimpanza ndakaevolva sabata ndorega rinotitondedza panhau yeusiki hwaMwari. Saka zvakazarwa chiti namatai iye akasika denga nenyika negungwa namatsimembora. But today we want to look at a complex theory. We want to marry Luke chapter 2 verse 52 and Exodus chapter 20 verse 8 up to 11. Luke 2 verse 52 says, "And Jesus increased in wisdom, in stature, and in favor with God and men." It speaks about growth. It speaks about growth and or rather prosperity in the four facets of life, or in four dimensions. Number one, Jesus increased in wisdom. That's intellectual growth. Number two, in stature, speaks about physical growth. It also speaks about social growth in favor with men. It also speaks about spiritual growth in favor with God. These four facets of life. Then we want to marry that Luke chapter 2 verse 52 and Exodus chapter 20 verse 8. Ndizvo rangarira, but musati mazotanga kutaura about the four facets of life mukanya. Chimbotanga matudza kuti sei Mwari vakati rangarira zuva reSabata kuti urichengeterere dzvene. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days thou shalt labor, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord. It's not your day, the Sabbath of the Lord your God. Muzuva iri haubati mabasa naro iwe mwanakomana wako, mwanasikana wako, muranda wako, murandakadzi wako, chipfuyo chako, kunyangwe nemuenzi ari masuo mako. For God in 6 days created the heavens and the earth and all things that are in them, and on the seventh day he rested, and God therefore sanctified, he set aside the Sabbath day, and he called it holy. marry these two texts, these two passages of scripture, Exodus chapter 20 verse 8 and Luke chapter 2 verse 52, the Sabbath in relationship to these four facets of life.
Thank you. It's quite a comprehensive question, which actually is a total sum of the text, the Bible text, those four facets that we are talking about. And we will have failed to do a good theology if we don't identify those four facets within the Genesis narrative.
Yes.
I've just finished writing a book on Genesis chapter 1, but looking at it from a geopolitical, economic, social, spiritual, right on point. Your question is actually, when I was looking up there, I was just wondering which chapter do I extract from that book to be able to expound on the question that you're asking. But looking at the four elements that I mentioned, we will fail as theologians if we cannot identify those principles in the Genesis narrative. So we want to look at the physical side of the text, we want to look at the intellectual side of the text, we want to look at the social side of the text, and the spiritual side.
Yes.
So when you look at Genesis 1 in its inception, you begin to deal with the cognitive God, the thinking God.
Yes.
This is Genesis 1 verse 0.
Oh, yeah. And the Genesis 1 verse 0.
Yes.
Yes.
The one who begins must be before he begins. We don't discuss the beginning of God in Genesis. We discuss the beginning of the world. But the one who says let there be must be before he says let there be.
He is the beginning of the beginning.
So we are dealing with God who stands in the dark. Ask me why in the dark?
Why in the dark? Yes.
Because the world was formless and void in great darkness, filled the face of the earth. And in the shadows of darkness, there stood the Creator himself. If you cannot deal with the dark, you can't deal with the light. So we've always been taught that God is light, but for today I'm introducing the God of the darkness, who stands in the dark, in the midst of nothing, in the midst of formlessness and void. And he thinks, let me create. So without necessarily lifting up the veracity of the creation story, but in terms of a mental progressive process, we are dealing with a cognitive essence of a being who stands in chaos and begins to think about what to do with his creation. And if this is what your Father does, who is God, you also must be able to stand in the dark and deal with darkness as
with your own darkness.
Yeah. There I am.
Yeah.
There I am in the book of Psalms. Troubles and sorrows can linger for a while. But joy comes in the morning. So therefore, troubles and sorrow can linger in the dark. But joy comes in the morning. There in the book of Psalms. There in Genesis, these passages are talking exactly the same. You got the book of John, in the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God, and nothing was made without him, nothing that is would have been. And then the light, these came and dwelt amongst us, came to the dark, but they did not recognize it.
Munhu wese ane moments erima unofanira kutangira kurima dzidza kushanda nerima rako.
Pregnancy does not happen in the light. That's why even our women get pregnant in the dark. Saka nosaka dzangu dzidza kushanda nerima rako. Mbeu hadzimeri dzine kwa muvhu dzofuti.
Kivo Mwari kana vakagona kushanda nerima vakambogona kugara nerima ravo. Dzidza kushanda nerima rako.
Moments of darkness are moments of germination.
Amen.
You need to be in the dark. If you cannot kneel in private, you can't stand in public. For it is private humiliation that builds public confidence. So you need to deal with your demons in your life, in the darkness of your life, so that when light shines, you begin to appreciate. So we begin to see the mental capacity of God. And how do we measure God's capacity? We look at ecological intelligence that is outlined in Genesis. The order, chronology, light, separation of waters, creation of land, then the animals, then the birds, then the fish, then there is a human being, and there is a Sabbath. Now, follow carefully. So within that, the emotional part of Adam is handled through the companion. He is a helpment for you. The Sabbath part, that's the spiritual, the interaction, sanctified, living in the space of holiness with the one who has created it. And the emotional part, how is his health and his social life. The social life of a human being is not only found with other people, according to Genesis. It is found in his relationship with the animals, with the
nature,
birds.
with nature.
So you literally have in Luke 2:52 sitting quietly in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. How do we grow? We grow when we learn to convert chaos into cosmos. We learn to think ahead of chaos and making good. Let's create the world with our words. Let there be light. That's the first chapter in the book that I wrote. Let there be light. Information, knowledge, understanding. So this is not a light that is the sun. The sun was created on the fourth day. So what kind of light is this? It is the illumination that we can see where we're working. Learn to walk in space you can see. And I want to advise my young men, Chiwenga, walk where you can see. Famba ponodi. Paunovona. So famba posingavoni. Apa pakupinda apa apavoni. Uri murima chani. Asimurima momo ngambotera kuti ngakupene chiedza. The day he sees the beauty of light, of the interconnectedness of scripture, his preaching will improve greatly. So we have the growth of men must happen in the abundance of nature. The emotions of men must be found in companion with each other. The social of men must be ecological intelligence to the environment that he lives. And finally, the mental growth of men must be found in creating things in their absence. An intelligent man's mind is a world where other people can live. We lived in the mind of God before we became. That makes God. A woman lives in the mind of a man before she becomes his wife. And how do you know that you love a woman? When you can see your children dancing in her eyes. That's a man. You create a world with your words. When we start, that's the words. Here, women, 5 children.
That's true. That's true.
Words create worlds.
Words create worlds.
Create your world with your words.
That's
Luke 2:52. So when you finally connect that Luke 2:52 to Genesis 1 and Exodus 20, then it becomes beautiful. Exodus 20 then tells you principles of life.
Then I would want you
remember principles of life. First principle: don't be in the business of forgetting fundamentals that establish existence. Remember, not remember. Rejoin. Connect yourself to these principles that are Genesis driven, so that you can have your exodus.
Value.
Remember the Genesis, so that you can have your exodus, your movement away from yourself. And in the movement of yourself, you can practice your Leviticus, moments of holiness and righteousness. Of course, knowing where you are. And counting yourself amongst each other. Those are your numbers. And your geographical location will be found in Deuteronomy with a land that goes the river. So even the layout of the Torah itself is actually a Genesis story. That where it starts, it must move to where it must take us to.
Manje tachitora Sabbath pane vamwe vari kutaura kuti hanzi Exodus is the first book of the Bible.
Very right, very wrong. The chapters of the Bible were put later on. It's actually work that I thought maybe I would do. I think I would the tools of being able to do that. You take the book of Genesis, chapter 1, up to chapter 9. In chapter 9, you need to open a big space and then take the book of Job and come and put it there. Because Job is a contemporary before Abraham. So you put Job there and then you push it away. At the end of the book of Job, then you bring back Abraham into that text. You drive a little bit, By the time you get to the books such as Kings, then you need to open a big space there in Chronicles. And then take the book of Isaiah and put it in there. Take the book of Jeremiah, put it in there. Take Ezekiel, put him in there. And at the end of that, you put Daniel. After Daniel, then you put Nehemiah, you put Ezra. Then chronologically, you can begin, even while you've done your theology, you can already see that.
I know.
So those who say Exodus is, It's an extrapolation. Maybe you go in the book of Genesis again, you push and see where parts of Exodus could fit in, etc. But I've not been privileged to find that information.
But the book of Genesis ends with Joseph in a coffin, and the book of Exodus starts with a new king who doesn't know Joseph.
Yes, so what you do is that you open up those texts and you cluster them inside. And I think now with the tools that we have, we can actually be able to come up with a better Bible.
Oh yeah.
But I know to some people that say, no.
Of course.
Because people are sentimental. But for us as theologians, I don't think we're limited by the church members who quickly believe things and hold on to them even if they don't make sense. So you can actually take your own Bible and say you want to run a chronological line of the Bible, putting all the events as close to their dates historically. You could be able to find that the text changes its look altogether. Even come to the New Testament,
of course,
it will be very exciting
of
to see how the events in the life of Yeshua pen themselves out, so that the miracles and the events are actually in a chronological order, so that they synchronize Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John to have a consistency in the Corinthians and Romans and etc. In terms of dates, we see which book did he write first, which church did he open first. So Antioch would become one of the first churches. So then you begin to take all the writings of Antioch and put them here. Then you follow up with the Romans as the last one. Then the Corinthians, then the Thessalonica, then the Colossians. So it is an academic work, man. Let's not bother the church members with too much thinking.
Of course. Before we end this Sabbath, Mkanya, I'll ask you to do one small thing, one little thing, for our friends, brothers, sisters out there. Can you just fast forward this remember concept and give it some eschatological focus?
When you remember where you're coming from, you may remember who you are and remember where you're going. The sentiments around the Eden are the promises around Revelation. Life is a journey between two gardens. The garden Eden, and the home in the promised land, across
the garden in the city.
Problems start on a tree. Problems end
at the tree.
Eating from the fruit of life that has 12 fruits and etc. And you begin to see the context of, remember,
rivers in the garden and rivers in the city.
When you understand where it started.
Yes, many in the garden and many in the city.
We can fantasize.
Yeah.
But there's only one thing missing in the other garden, is the snake. But it's okay, because we're going to kill the snake on chapter 19
of course.
and 21 of Revelation. But otherwise, we have a problem here. But then the snake will not be allowed on the other side. So to me, the remembrance part helps you to have a clear picture of where you're going. And I always imagine my remembrance concept as a man sitting on a boat.
Sailing.
Facing where he is coming from.
Oh, yes.
Going. So
okay.
the future is in the past.
Okay. That's why you say the future is in the past.
As long as your eyes are fixed on where you're coming from, you are able to have strength to where you're going. That's our idea of what the past is like and what the future is like. The very past we are coming from gives us a clear picture of where we are going. And if you want to know yourself well, know your parents. If you want to know heaven well, know your garden. If you want to know your children well, look at your forefathers and your grandfathers. You can almost see what you're going to reproduce, because the blueprint and the DNA of the future is imprinted in the past. Therefore, to remember, to rejoin, to reconnect with the principles helps you to navigate through the spaces of the Bible into the eschatology that you're talking about.
Of course.
You cannot look forward to the New Jerusalem if you have no understanding of the principles of the garden. Because it is the principles of the garden that were broken, that caused us the problem of sin. Our recovery from this mess must be on the understanding of where we're coming from. Maybe we can have a picture of where we're going.
No, shamari dzangu toda kukutendai nasata timbochirova namukanya chisabha school chedu ichi. Muitiro zvakanaka, mukomborerwe, muve nesabata rakanaka. Tiri kuramba tichingorova mapoint 1.1.1. Kusvika zvaita tinotenda muve nezuva rakanaka.